Origin Palkia and Dialga are returning to Pokemon Go during their own extended raid day. And by the end of this video, you'll know the best counters to be able to duo these Pokemon, and you'll know everything else the event has to offer and the best tips for it. So the event takes place on August 10th between 11 AM and 5 PM local time, so it is actually 3 hours longer than a normal raid day. But what exactly does this event have to offer? Well, for the bonuses, Origin Palkia and Origin Dialga will be appearing more frequently in raids, and the raids will be resetting every 30 minutes. They will both have a boosted 1 in 10 shiny rate, so probably the best chance to get these shinies. Not only that, but they will have a chance of coming with their signature adventure effect moves Roar of Time for Dialga and Spatial Rend for Palkia. Origin Dialga's Roar of Time adventure effect pauses the timer of incense, daily incense, lucky eggs and star pieces to effectively extend their duration. It costs 5,000 Stardust and 5 Dialga Candy to use for 6 minutes, but if you have enough resources to do so, you can stack it all the way up to 24 hours if you wanted. And Origin Palkia's Spatial Rend adventure effect increases the encounter radius so you can reach Pokemon that spawn further away from you. This costs 5,000 Stardust and 5 Palkia Candy to activate for 10 minutes, and again it can be stacked. Do note that only one adventure effect can be used at a time. And later on, I will be getting into how good these adventure effects are and which you should prioritize if you have to. On this raid day, you will also get 1.5 times XP from raid battles and an increased chance to receive Rare Candy XL from raid battles you do in person. You will also be able to receive up to 5 free raid passes from spinning gyms on the day, and these will be additional to the daily free raid pass you get, and you can keep your daily raid pass from the day before, so you can actually get a total of 7 for the day. Do note as well, you can get an extra free premium raid pass if you join a community ambassador meetup. To do this, head to the Niantic Campfire app and check your local area to see if there are any community ambassador meetups for this raid day. Then you can go to the meetup and check in through the Campfire app to receive a timed research. Upon completion of this timed research, you will get a free premium raid pass. And for those that can't get out and raid in person, the remote raid limit will be increasing to 20 from August 9th at 2 PM till the 10th at 8 PM PDT. And there is also an optional event ticket you can purchase for $5, and it'll get you 8 additional raid passes from spinning gyms, 1 Rare Candy XL will be awarded for catching Origin Dialga or Palkia, and you'll get 3 times XP and 2 times Stardust from raid battles. These effects will be active between 11 AM and 5 PM on the raid day August 10th. You can also pick up this event ticket from the Pokemon Go web store as well, but you will get a bonus premium raid pass with it, so definitely worth getting it from the web store if you're going to buy it. But to know whether or not this ticket is worth purchasing, we first need to go through whether or not these Pokemon are worth raiding. How good are they in Pokemon Go? Well, starting with Origin Dialga, this Pokemon is ranked 56 in the Master League. It's the 12th best Dragon type attacker with Dragon Breath and Legacy move Roar of Time, and it's the 9th best Steel type attacker with Metal Claw and Roar of Time. And it is the Legacy move Roar of Time that makes this Pokemon especially worth it. As mentioned before, it can pause the timer of premium items, so it can be very useful in a few scenarios. Firstly, it can extend the duration of the daily adventure incense, which can only be used once per day, and normally it only lasts for 15 minutes. Note that this is currently extended to 30 minutes because of the seasonal bonus. Either way, it is limited, and it's the only way you can get encounters with Galarian birds. And if you are really hunting these and their shinies, it might be worth using the Roar of Time adventure effect when you have the daily incense active, so you have more chances at getting encounters with Galarian birds. Not only that, but when there are some really good XP and Stardust bonuses like Community Days for example, where you sometimes get 3 times catch XP or 3 times catch Stardust, then it could definitely be worth using Roar of Time here to extend the duration of your lucky eggs and star pieces, so you can get 6 times catch XP or 4.5 times catch Stardust for longer. This can be especially helpful if you don't have many of these premium items, so you can use them for longer and get more value out of them. Now for Origin Palkia, it's ranked 3 in the Master League, and it's the 8th best Dragon type attacker with Dragon Tail and Legacy move Spatial Rend. And as I mentioned before, Spatial Rend has a very powerful adventure effect that allows you to interact with more Pokemon in a given area, so this is also very useful. Firstly, you can pretty much benefit from this adventure effect during any event because being able to reach more Pokemon from your location is ideal. This is especially helpful if you're playing whilst you're stationary and you just want to be able to reach more Pokemon in that location. It's also very useful during events like Community Days where you're checking as many Pokemon as possible for shinies. It can also help you reach places that are off limits, or if you just don't want to have to walk in a parallel street for example, you could use this to reach over and get the Pokemon from the neighboring streets. So honestly, I would say the $5 ticket is worth it for this raid day in particular with how good these Pokemon are. However, you may find better raid pass values in the bundles in the in-game shop, and the green premium battle passes do have more value than the orange ones that you get from this ticket because you can use them in Go Battle League as well as raids, and they won't expire either, so that's something to bear in mind. But which of these Pokemon should you prioritize if you have to prioritize? Well, given that Origin Palkia is the better Dragon type attacker, better in Master League, and the adventure effect is a bit more versatile and less niche than Roar of Time, I would have to say that Origin Palkia is a priority here. Even though Dialga is a strong steel type attacker, you most likely do have access to Crown Zacian, Crown Zamazenta, Duskmane Necrozma, or even Metagross that are all better than it. Having said that though, it is well worth having access to both of these adventure effects if you can, and even if Dialga isn't as relevant in the meta, you're still going to want to raid to get more candy to fuel the adventure effects. I do want to note that these adventure effect legacy moves are not guaranteed when you catch these Pokemon from these raids, and you can't use an elite charge TM to get these moves either. This is the main gripe for the event, and I think in the future we should at least be able to use an elite charge TM to get these moves during special events like these. Now before I get into the counters for these Pokemon, there are actually some other reasons why you should play this raid day. Firstly, these type of events are really good for free-to-play players because you do get access to at least 5 free raid passes to take part in the event with. Also, these raids will be duoable for most trainers, so they are pretty accessible, especially if you use party power. Also for free, you will get all the bonuses for completing the raids as well, such as Stardust, XP, and increased chance for Rare Candy XL, which you can use to turn into Candy XL for any Pokemon. Also, any regular Rare Candy you get can be used to fuel adventure effects, whether that be Origin Palkia and Dialga, or others like Black Kyurem and White Kyurem, which are also very useful. You can also use this rare candy on other Pokemon you want to power up, those that are meta relevant, or those that are rare like Mythicals for example. Raid days are also really useful for evolving Galarian Yamask and Hisuian Quillfish. This is because to evolve them you do need to have them as your buddy and complete 10 raids. And if you're looking to evolve Kubfu into the Rapid Strike form of Urshifu, then having it as your buddy when you do Origin Palkia raids will be useful with it being part water type. Likewise for the evolution of Bisharp into Kingambit, it requires you to beat 15 Dark or Steel type Pokemon in raids with Bisharp as your buddy. Raiding Origin Dialga will help with this. Now if you do decide to raid these Pokemon, what are the best counters for them? So starting with Origin Dialga, it does have a raid TP of 54,074, and the 100% IVs are 2337 and 2921 boosted in snowy or windy weather. It is a steel and dragon type, therefore weak to fighting and ground type attacks. The best counters are Mega Lucario, Primal Groudon, Shadow Groudon, Lucario, Terrakion, Mega Garchomp, Mega Heracross, Shadow Excadrill, Keldeo, and Landorus in its Therian form. And for budget counters which are generally easier to obtain and to power up, I do recommend Lucario, Excadrill, Conkeldurr, Hisuian Decidueye, Machamp, and Mamoswine. Like I mentioned before, this raid can be duoed with the best counters level 40 plus, but do take a third trainer if you don't have this. For Origin Palkia, it has a raid TP of 56,872, and the 100% IVs are 2367 and 2958 boosted in windy or rainy weather. It's a water and dragon type, therefore weak to dragon and fairy type attacks. The best counters are Mega Rayquaza, Shadow Dialga, Mega Gardevoir, Mega Garchomp, Mega Salamence, Origin Dialga, Origin Palkia, Shadow Palkia, Rayquaza, and Mega Latios. And for budget counters, I would recommend Haxorus, Dragonite, Salamence, Garchomp, Gardevoir, and Togekiss. Again, this raid can be duoed with the best counters level 40 plus, but do take a third trainer if you don't have that. And if you do have the option to, make sure you party up to use party power because it does make the raid a lot easier. And with the overlapping Cozy Companions event, Tandemaus will be appearing more frequently from party play challenges, and it can be shiny as well, so well worth doing some challenges whilst you're partied up. And if you want to maximize candy for these Pokemon from raids, you can always use Pinap Berries to catch them, and you can Mega Evolve any Pokemon to get more candy from these Pokemon because they are raid caught Pokemon. But if you want more Candy XL, then you do need to Mega Evolve a Dragon or Steel type for Dialga, or a Dragon or Water type for Palkia to match their types. So I would highly recommend Mega Evolving a Dragon type to match both of them. So for this you could Mega Evolve Charizard X, Ampharos, Sceptile, Altaria, Salamence, Latios, Latias, Rayquaza, or Garchomp. Now Rayquaza, Garchomp, Salamence, and Latios will also double up as great counters for Origin Palkia as well. And for Dialga, with Mega Lucario being the best counter for it, it does also happen to be a Steel type Pokemon, so if you are Mega Evolving a Lucario as a counter, it will also help you get more Candy, XP, and Candy XL from Origin Dialga. And if you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, try to Mega Evolve something that is at the max Mega level so you get more Candy, XP, and chance for Candy XL. And if you do struggle with catching either of these raid bosses after the raid battle, I would recommend using one of the Kyurem adventure effects. Firstly, Black Kyurem's Free Shock adventure effect will increase catch rate by 25%, and it stops the Pokemon from moving around, so it's easier to land a throw on a stationary target. Alternatively, White Kyurem's Ice Burn adventure effect will increase catch rate by 50%, and it will slow down the catch circle when it's small to allow you to more easily land excellent throws. And with that said, if you did enjoy this video and you want to know what else is going on in August in Pokemon Go, then I recommend checking out these videos on the screen next.